Welcome to Ultimate Survival Gear. Today, as you guys can see, I have something from Merrell. Actually, these shoes right here were requested for quite some time. Let me open up the box. We got Merrell, I'd say pretty popular, Altalight hiking shoes. Check these out. Pretty good shoes overall. Very comfortable, a little bit on the heavier side in my opinion. Decent outsole. Overall, run true to the size. If you are looking at these, you probably can buy them and you will not be disappointed. So let's get into the review. As some of you already know, this is not just a regular hiking shoe review. This review is specifically for my ultimate survival shoes or boots or whatever I'm reviewing on this channel. So if this wasn't just your regular hiking shoes, but something bad happened, maybe you were wearing these, maybe you had them in the house, war, natural disaster, pandemic, riots, I don't know. Past 2 years been pretty crazy, so we'll give you ideas. And these are the shoes that you decided to put on and survive in. You had to leave the house, walk for miles, run, climb, fight, do whatever is necessary to survive. Would these be good for your survival, or would they get you killed? How do we make judgment? We make the judgment based on 8 different criteria. Let's begin with the criteria number 1. Comfort level. And in order to test the comfort level of all the boots and shoes, I do a 3-mile run and then a 5-mile walk and then I continue wearing the shoes for the rest of the day. No pauses, no taking the shoes off, nothing like that in between. And like I said, these are pretty comfortable. There are a few things that contribute to the comfort level. Let's start with the first one, the weight. I think they're a little bit on the heavier side. Let's see if I'm right. This is size 10 and I think it is somewhere about maybe 14 ounce, 14.1. Let's see if I'm correct. 13.4, so it's pretty close, just a little bit off. Pretty good weight, okay? Pretty good weight. Now, if you're looking for something lightweight for your hiking, for your running, whatever it is, you're looking for something under 20 ounce. The more under 20 ounce it is, the lighter it's going to be. Now, whenever it comes to shoes, sneakers, stuff like that, you want to find something between 10 and 15 ounce. This is definitely that, but as you can see, it is a little bit closer to the 15. So it's a little bit going to the heavier side. I prefer closer to 10. Again, as you can see, it's not a big deal, not a big difference, just something for you to keep in mind. The next thing that contributes or takes away, for that matter, from the comfort level is the outsole, the flexibility of the outsole. And here, as you can see, it's definitely nice and flexible. There is really no weird creasing going on, so it's creasing in the right spot. This area is very soft, so no pressure points. Pretty good. That's definitely helpful. Let's move on to the inner sole. I'm going to take it out and I'll show you how it looks because I'm actually a fan of this inner sole. This is a good inner sole. Check this out. It does have a very nice defined heel bed. It does have a very nice defined arch support, and overall it does have a decent amount of cushioning. So Merrell, pretty good job with the inner sole, and as you can see, there are pores for breathability. Pretty good. Once you remove it, there's nothing else. It goes into the midsole. And padding wise, as you can see, there's padding on the tongue, padding in the shaft, padding in the heel, and going throughout the whole shoe. There's a little bit of padding here, but not at the very front of the toe box. So the toe box from the inside is actually pretty hard. So make sure to get these in the right size. Very, very important. Overall, on the comfort level, pretty good. I just wish that they were a little bit softer. On the outsole, a little bit lighter, and maybe a little bit padding here at the very front, just to kind of give you just a little bit of padding for your toes, just in case if they're touching the very front of the toe box. Okay, let's move on to the criteria number 2, proofing and protection. These are not waterproof. As you can see, the tongue is not, there's gusseting in the tongue, but it is almost transparent, so you can't really, it's really not gonna protect you from water. I don't worry about it too much. It's a shoe. I don't really expect shoes to be waterproof. Honestly, if you're looking for something waterproof, just start looking for a boot, just because you don't really have any decent clearance for the waterproofing. Protection wise, you do have very decent amount of protection. That's one thing that kind of adds to the weight. You do have this rubber going. Here, this toe cap definitely does add some protection, especially noticeable on the rocky road whenever you're running. The outsole have excellent excellent rubber, so great protection from the outsole. Nothing in the shaft, obviously no protection for ankles because this is just a shoe, and you do have some reinforcement in the heel. Okay, let's move on to the criteria number 3, quality and the design feature. So quality wise, if you are not familiar with Merrell, excellent brand for outdoor stuff, hiking boots, hiking shoes. They know what they're doing whenever it comes to the outdoors stuff. Okay, so I definitely trust the brand, and you can check the link in the description below. It's an Amazon link. There are over 200 reviews on these particular shoes, almost 5 stars. So people definitely do like these. But if you search for other Merrell products, you will see that they have really good reviews. I mean, it's an excellent brand. Now, speaking of the design features, usually I talk here about the lacing system, and here is a great lacing system. Very basic, nothing crazy. As you can see, just very similar, consistent, which is great, by the way. 5 pairs of close hooks, it's rings, which is very good. And as you can see, they are actually there's steel rings, which is great because the strings slide through these rings very easily. So you can easily put these shoes on and off and quickly lace them because the lacing system is just so good. It's very basic, it's very good, and the strings themselves are good too. They're flat on the thicker side. Okay, let's move on to the criteria number 4, outsole traction and stability. Like I said, excellent outsole. This is their quantum grip outsole, which is very good. Now, in order to test the outsole whenever I do my run and my walk, I do it on a variety of different surfaces, starting with the older asphalt and the newer tarmac, dry sand, dry grass, wet grass, rocky road, marble tile, rubber, just rock wool. Man, I freaking test them so much just to make sure that I can, put it through as much of the stuff as possible to see how good it is. And this outsole is actually excellent. I freaking love it. It is really good. The quality of rubber is very high quality. It's very tough, hard rubber, and these grooves are very aggressive, and they are overall, as you can see, it's pretty flat. This outsole is pretty flat, so it's versatile and gives you good stability on literally everything you throw at it. Obviously, I'm not going to mention ice, snow, pointless. And actually, let's move on to the criteria number 5 here, the temperature. Pointless to talk about cold. These are not insulated, these are not waterproof, so forget about that, forget about the winter. But for hot temperatures, great, very nice, very breathable. Okay, let's move on to the criteria number 6, sizing. Yes, these are true to the size, no problems there, but I would recommend getting half size bigger just so that you have a little bit of that extra space here in the toe box, just so that you don't get the fatigue from your toe touching that hard rubber from the inside of the toe box. Let's move on to the criteria number 7, balance of application. So, if these really were your ultimate survival, hiking shoes, would they be good? I think this is a great option. They are a little bit on the heavier side. I wish they were a little bit lighter, but with all the protection that you're getting, that's kind of a compromise that you have to be willing to accept. Now, I don't really care for waterproofing, but if that's something that you're looking for, honestly, I would recommend you look into some mid-sized boots just so that you can get the most out of that waterproofing. But with shoes, for me, the most important thing, if they're not waterproof, is how quickly they can dry. And this is the case here. These would dry pretty quickly overall, although they are not as breathable as, for example, compared to really a lot of other things out there. They are breathable, but not as breathable as, for example, your something from, let's say, La Sportiva, right? That is not waterproof. That is a trail running shoe. So again, keep that in mind. Just kind of keep that in your thoughts whenever you're shopping for your hiking shoes. And the very last criterion here that I wanted to mention is criterion number 8, the price. Currently $109 on Amazon. Like I said, the link is in the description below. Definitely on the pricier side. There's definitely a lot of competition in that price range. You have Salomon, you have Keen, you have La Sportiva, you have Arc'teryx, you have Under Armour. There's a lot of good stuff in that price range. So it might be a little bit hard for Merrell to compete. So if you are one of those people that have that brand loyalty, because this is a perfect fit for you, you're gonna appreciate it, you're gonna like this. If you want to try them out, you might like them because they are comfortable. After all, the outsole is phenomenal. It's fantastic. They are definitely on the light side, but they do have a few extra ounce. Not a big deal. If you never really had any hiking shoes or anything, you're new to that, you're not gonna notice the difference. Just for you, something to keep in mind. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you think about this review? What do you think about these Merrell shoes? If you have any requests for reviews, drop them in the comments below and I will be happy to address them. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. This was Ultimate Survival Gear. I'll see you guys in the next video.